are many tickets available to advanced screenings of Captain Marvel. So I've decided to actually buy a couple and see for myself what is the movie actually like. I'm aware of the review scores that are on Rotten Tomatoes and on Metacritic, but I haven't actually read any of the reviews. But I did read the early reviews before the review embargo was released, and so I'm curious to see just how good this cat can actually be. Is the cat really the best thing in the film, and is that because it's really good, or is that because the film's fairly ordinary? I know that the original reviews were sitting on 91%, which are obviously made up of all of the reviewers that have the pre-access to see the screenings. They're all the ones that probably aren't able to be 100% truthful. And as of right now, it's sitting all the way down to 84%. So it's dropped a little bit. Maybe there's some slightly more honest reviewers getting involved. And as I noted on another video, you can still see the do not want to see score when you go to actually buy a ticket through Rotten Tomatoes. So as of right now, the do not want to see score is sitting on 41%, and the reviewer's review or the critic's review is sitting on 84%, and you can clearly see both of those numbers next to each other still if you try to buy a ticket through Fandango or through Rotten Tomatoes. But when you look at the actual critics' reviews in slightly more detail, you can look at the top critics instead of the all critics, and the top critics actually give it only 63%. So the top critics are a bit more harsh on the film than the all critics. And another thing to note is just the way of how Rotten Tomatoes works. The percent isn't an average of what people say the film is. So all of those critics that originally put their scores in, the 91% wasn't saying that they have an average of 91%. The percentages on Rotten Tomato are what percent actually like the film. So 91% of the reviewers said the film was good, and 9% said the film was not good. So now for the top critics, it's only 63% say it's good. It's not saying that they're actually giving it a score of 63, but you can actually go into further details and see that they give it about a 6 out of 10. So 6 out of 10 sounds fairly bad for reviews from actual critics. The film is probably quite ordinary. I have low expectations going into it. Hopefully it supersedes my expectations, but I'll find out for myself what's actually going on with the film. I'm also very curious to find out if there's a lot of feminism in the film, or if that was a marketing ploy by Disney to try to drum up some extra support for the film. So find out if the trailers are somewhat accurate with the whole, well, let's show the men how to do things, or if that was just sort of tacked on and they've tried to drum up support from social justice warriors because maybe they thought the film was a bit ordinary as well. But we shall see.